Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Kid Urban. What I'm going to do today is another beat maker video, sort of beat breakdown thing again. Haven't done a video in quite a while, so yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to break down my latest beat, I believe. It's my tribal one. It was the latest one I've uploaded. So yeah, what we'll do, we'll break down this one for you. Probably be quite a long video because there's quite a lot of stuff I did in this one, but I want to break it down for you so you can see all the techniques I've used, obviously to benefit yourselves. And just see what I did. What is this? Right. So we'll go from top to bottom. So actually, we'll start with sort of the basics of the song because the first pattern isn't the most important pattern. So I started. I'll start where I actually started. So I started with some drums I found within Hypersonic. Let's make sure these are turned on. Right, there we go. Only one of my headphones is working. Oh, that sounds right. Yeah, so found in Hypersonic. First we'll just mute this other one. I got a pattern like this. So I'll just have a look what I did here. That's what it sounds like before I put a bit of EQ on it. See, it sounds a bit like a tribal tom kind of sound. I believe it's called ethno drums, so it's just a loads of different sounds. I thought that was quite a cool one, and I also layered it with, I think this is more of a tom sound. It's a timpani, sorry. So yeah, together they sound like. And that's basically how it started. I thought this could go quite a good way. This is why I thought it would be quite a tribal sound, so then I put that in, obviously the first pattern here. Also I found congas within Hypersonic as well. Like that, so made the first pattern. That wasn't the first one. Where's the first one? Here it is. No, that wasn't it either. There you go. So it's just a basic conga pattern. Not much mastering going on that one. You can hear it sounds a bit strange. I got a bit of a bit crusher on there just to boost those high ends, is what I usually do with a bit crusher. So I don't actually bit crush it too much. It's just you can hear a slight difference. It sounds a bit clearer. So that's pretty much how I did that one. Some spiccato strings on this one. This is from Hypersonic, probably one of my most overused sounds. So the first pattern sounds. Sorry if it does buffer throughout the video. It's obviously quite a big song, and the CPU is probably going to be destroyed. But we'll see how we can go. Right, let's just go through the patterns now. You've seen the basic ones. So I've got the sound in Nexus. It's just a brass sound. So here's what it looks like. You can hear a few things going on here. So we've got the pitch changes slightly at the end here. You can listen to it now and you can hear the pitch change at the end. Pitch bends a little bit at the end, and then the volume, it does raise a little bit, give it a bit more of a realistic feel. So it sounds a bit more realistic, I guess, is the only word I can really describe that with. So it's just a bit of brass to go on some of the breakdowns here. More strings. I've got quite a lot of strings on this one. This is actually a chorus pattern, so I'll show you each layer by itself again. This is just the spiccato strings. And I did layer it with a bit of a pizzicato. Yeah, I suppose that's how you pronounce it. Pizzicato. I don't know how you pronounce that word, to be honest. And that's sort of the chorus melody I put on that one. Again, I don't think there's much mastering on this one. No, just a bit of EQ to cut out that low end and boost those highs is really all I do on most of my sounds. and I will compress them as well, but that's not something I'll be going through. This is a real dry brass, you can hear. I don't think I did much on this at all. Again, just a bit of a low end cut, exactly the same. And again, bit of a channel, sorry, not a channel envelope, a volume envelope to make it go down a little bit. And that's pretty much what I did there. Obviously, this note you can see is the one that's quite low in velocity here, so it's not as high velocity as. So it's just to add a bit of harmonic, sorry, to that sound. Let's see what else we've got here. Got this guitar sound I found again in Hypersonic. Bit like an electric guitar. I thought I'd add a bit of epicness. When I did it, I think it sounds quite like the actual Halo soundtrack, which is unintentional, but it's the way it turned out. So this is what it sounds like. So a few things I did here. Again, with the pitch, you can see it lowers in pitch pretty much the whole way, and then it does the bigger pitch bend right at the end here. Dips quite a bit, so that's quite cool. And again, I've got the volume envelope going down a little bit, and then at the end comes back up. In the way, I just think I've got a bit of distortion on this one. So see, an electric guitar does this. I have a bit of distortion on it, so I thought I'd add a bit more of my own distortion. Again, low end cut on that one, and a bit of reverb. Nothing too complicated there. Been through the congas already, so that one's fine. That's my tribal drums again. Bit of variation pattern. I'm not sure I should use this pattern. It was supposed to work out better than it did, but I didn't put much thought into that, in all honesty, so it did turn out not as good as I wanted it to. Here's another pattern. This is the one just before the actual beat drops in. Again, that's just more tribal drums, nothing really complicated to it. Found this sound which I actually really do like, which was in Hypersonic. It's a bit of a choiry sound. So this is in the intro sound. Which I thought sounded kind of cool. Not as tribally, but it does sound kind of, I don't know what it sounds like, to be honest, but it filled it out a bit, and it gave it that kind of feel, especially a softer feel in some of the breakdowns there. Another Nexus sound from the this expansion dance orchestra. It's just a pan flute. So let's have a look at this one. Bit more pitch bend only on that last note there to bend it down a little bit. Otherwise, just a standard simple pattern there. I found these sounds, which I must have had for years and years. I went on to my search and just typed in birds and stuff like that. Found these sounds on my computer, which I didn't know existed. I think on those ones I just added a bit of a stereo shaper on those and a bit of reverb to fill them out, make it sound a bit more spacious. What's this? This is another electric guitar. It does sound, as it says on the actual name, it's grunge. It does sound quite grungy, quite dirty, very distorted as well. Got a distortion on that one, a bit of a British crunch distortion. Sounds, without it, it sounds like this. So it sounds a bit better, a bit crunchier, a bit higher ended as well. Let's just go through a few of these. This wobble, I don't actually use this pattern, but I use this wobble a little bit. This is a wobble I've had for quite a while. It is in my Kid Urban Beat kit as well. I don't actually use that bit there. Right, this one. Yeah, it's pretty much that's it. I don't actually do much with that one, to be honest with you. I believe this is the drums without the actual kick in it. Oh no, it does have the kick, sorry. Not much going on, nothing complex going on. Got the ride sound I use quite a lot. It's usually my kit. You can see all the ones titled Kid Urban, blah blah blah. They're one of my kits. So a lot of these, I think this sound's got, which adds the most flavour to it, I think, is this. There's a big clap in that one, which is quite cool. So that's just a simple pattern again. Nothing complicated there. And these are all just variations of the drums, which would go on sort of the intros to the chorus bit, any breakdowns, things like that. Okay, here's that Heaven Choir again, but with a bit of a variation. Not sure why that doesn't work. Oh, there we go. Okay, so another variation there, just it cuts off at the end. That's for a sort of a little drop there. Okay, here's the bass, which is just a standard 3X oscillator bass. It's my 808. So without any effects on that one, that sounds like this. Just simple sine bass, and I've got my distortion on it, which is dark crunch, which just obviously gives it that crunchy sound to it. Slight variations of that one, but thought it was quite a cool sound. You can't really hear the crunchiness of it in the background, but it's there. Kind of, I guess it fills out with the harmonics on the sounds. So you can tell it's there sometimes. And this is just more variations on the track drums. More and more variations of that one, sorry. It's another brass, so I'll go into this one for you. As you can see, another volume envelope. That one's a bit scruffier because I did that one, or like drew it in myself, which was quite tricky. You can see how messy it was. But then it kind of fades down and then comes back up for that strike there, and it'll just fade out again. Which you'll be able to hear in the beat now if you listen to it again. Then I've just got those row standard hi-hats in this one. Nothing special about those at all, to be honest. I didn't even put those on a mixer track actually in the end, because I didn't actually do much of those. Obviously didn't get around to actually adding anything, but usually with my hi-hats, they're quite well mixed to start with. The sound's a very good sound to start with. So there's not much. I wouldn't boost the high end on them or put stereo separation on them usually, so I usually leave it like that. That's another variation of the hi-hats again, another one. All for different parts of the song. Here's another orchestral section here. This is an orchestral ensemble from the brass sections, full brasses, and it sounds like this. Again, the only thing I would have done to that one would have been the low end cut and a bit of a high end boost, and then a British clean distortion, which doesn't actually distort it, it just makes it a bit louder. So that's all that's on there, nothing complicated about that one. Oh, I didn't actually use this one. Okay, what's this? So another ride sound, which was obviously in the drum loop as well. So that's that one. These are all just bits that don't actually need explaining, they're just a bit boring. Things my tremolo strings, I believe. see the volume envelope because that's already there, and a bit of a pitch envelope that makes it go down a bit. Makes it sound a bit spooky though. I don't think I wanted it to sound as spooky as it does, but yeah, that's how it ends up sounding. Let's see what else we've got. Not many patterns left on this one, but there's a few other bits on this. Just a standard brass note by the looks of it. It's just held, nothing going on there. More random stuff. These are all just random bits I used. This bit I wasn't too sure when I actually posted it on the video. It was just a bit of an idea. This is just a section right at the end of the song. This just sounds a bit different to the rest of the song, which is quite good sometimes. And then that's pretty much all the patterns explained on that one. Just a few things I did add on to this one. I've got this sound here. And that was, get my audio clips up here. Which one was it? This is from something I downloaded off YouTube. It's called 7 Styles of Overtone Singing. Obviously, a lot of, I don't know if it's throat singing. I don't know where throat singing actually comes from, but it's quite, some of it sounds quite tribal. So I thought a bit of throat singing and the beat wouldn't hurt. So it does sound quite good with the beat. I'm not gonna play the whole thing actually. It's quite a long sound, but yeah, that's in the song. But I've got a bit of a volume envelope on it to make it fade out. So with the beat, if you can listen to it. Can't really hear it, but it's there. The presence is there for it, which is quite cool. Download another thing from YouTube, which was a bit of a lion kind of sound, which sounds like this. Oh. I did add a few little bits to that one. Where is it? Lion sound effects. Yeah, I've got a bit of a distortion on this one. Have a look what I had. It was called Annihilate. Without it, well, without any effect. So. And that was another cool one. I particularly wanted it for this little drop bit here. I mean, the whole feel of the song was kind of like, if it was ever to have a music video, it was kind of escalating throughout the song. Like, it starts off calm and then it gets all crazy, running through a jungle kind of sound, and a lion comes, kind of things like that. It's just kind of a weird thing I had in my mind when I was making this beat, but it was all stuff that I thought sounded quite cool when I was doing it. I don't know what was wrong with me, but that's how it actually turned out. So just having a look to see if there's obviously there was things like this which I probably explained in the videos before. It's just sort of a reverse crash, which would just have a stereo shaper on it and a lot of reverb, just to give that tail. It's still going on now. Just a bit of reverb to fill out as much as possible. I mean, there's various automation going on here, because with the, where is it? These drums. Sometimes I want them to be bassy, sometimes I don't want them to be bassy. So in this section here, you can see there's no bass. I don't know if you've got bassy speakers, you'll hear there's no bass in that section. So that automation's for the EQ. So I believe this is how to explain. Let me see if I can play it from here, and you can see how it happens. See how it moves then. So when the actual 808 is playing in the background, I don't want the bass to mix with the bass in the tribal drums. So cut out, and then when the actual 808 comes out, I'll put the bass back in this sound, just to give it a more realistic feel when there's no bass in the background. Otherwise, that looks like it's pretty much it. This video wasn't as long as I thought it was going to be be honest. I mean, I don't think I explained as much as I could have, but it's quite hard to sort of run through all this kind of stuff. But yeah, I just thought I'd break down this beat yeah, there's not much really left in this beat. It was quite complicated to make, but obviously running through it and explaining it was quite a quick process. But yeah, I think that was everything by the sounds of it. Obviously explained just certain bits and bobs. I just told you how I did certain things. So I'll play this beat out for the end of the video now. I'm probably going to record another beat breakdown again now anyway. I don't know which one it'll be, but I'm going to do one now anyway. Especially because I've got a lovely big bottle of Jack Daniels to keep me going for the rest of the evening. Bought this yesterday and it's pretty much gone. So that's what I'm going to spend my evening doing. So yeah, I'll play this beat out for the end, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be in a couple of minutes. Alright, just for that, guys. See you in a bit.